Lesson 11. Lesson 11, we're going to be looking at equivalent decimals. Decimals that are equal to each other. Okay, so if we take a quick look at the picture here, you can see that what they're telling us is that if you have 100 squares, that's what they're going to call 1. It equals one whole unit. It's kind of like your base 10 squares. Okay, if you have 100 of those little blocks joined together, or you've got 10 strips of 10 joined together, that's what they're going to call represents one whole. And it's kind of like $1, right? $1 equals 100 cents. So if you got 100 cents, it equals $1. So that's what we're kind of keeping in mind here. Okay, so look over here towards the left side of the picture. There's another grid there, and what they're saying is 7 rows are 7/10, and he's holding up a sign that says 0.7. Okay, and the lady on the right hand side is saying 70 squares are 70 hundredths, and she's holding up another sign that says 0.70. So are these the same thing? The man on the left is saying 7 rows are 7/10. 7/10. And the woman on the right is saying 70 squares are 70 hundredths. Are these two fractions equal to each other? And the answer is yes, they are. If you multiply 7 by 10, you get 70. If you multiply 10 by 10, you get 100. And that kind of shows they're equal, right? So that must mean then that 0 and 7/10 is equal to 0 and 70 hundredths. And the answer is yes, they are equal to each other. If you notice the 0 on the end of the 70 hundredths, you could remove that, and what will you have? You'd have 0 and 7/10. And you know that 0 is just a placeholder representing the 71 hundredths. Okay? But they really are the same thing. They are equivalent decimals.